Now you'll probably remember. This is what Epic Mega Games was essentially known for back in the very early 90s, as it was the PC version's competition for Sonic and Mario, which was Jackrabbit. And this is shareware, but this was like, you know, big shit in the 90s. It's like, this game was like, wow, PCs can do platformers too, and stuff like that, basically. Unfortunately, it never really caught on nearly as much, but you can see the obvious influence, especially if you look at the Sonic CD special stages. This is basically the fucking Sonic CD special stage. Like, flat out, what this is. And so you can do the difficulty levels here. We'll do video. And you can only do the first level because it's shareware, but here's the later levels with a bunch of big eyes, and he's tripping out on acid, and then he sees humans because he's tripping out on acid, and then he fucking sees the lizards, he sees the fucking raptor people, and then he sees this crazy son of a bitch. Now approaching Diamondus. Fuck. Yeah, basically, you can fucking apparently fuck off. There we go, okay. Wait, okay, no. How do I shoot? How do I shoot? Okay, so spacebar shoot. Alt is jump. Oh yeah, it's back in the day when alt actually to jump. And so yeah, this is basically like Sonic as a rabbit. Which is actually, if you think about something, it's really ironic that Jackrabbit is like kind of a copy of Sonic when he's a rabbit, because Sonic was actually originally supposed to be a rabbit, and then that rabbit character became Ristar. So it's all kind of just like a coincidental connection thing there. If you actually look up, and if you actually read up on that subject some. So you can go like super duper fast in this game. You collect fucking floppy drives. Actually, I have to ask. I'm gonna when I see one of those, I'm gonna ask again. If people, I'm gonna ask and just feel really old. And you get carrots, of course, you know, which increase your life. Now, can you hear me over the game, by the way, just to make sure? You can shoot hidden passageways. Fucking asshole. I like how the enemies in this game almost are like going to like the groove of the music. I always thought that was like interesting. And then the checkpoint, you have to shoot, and then you get your checkpoint. Now, okay. Now I have to ask. You see this thing right here? This thing right here? Now, how many of you in this chat do not know what this is? Like, how many of you have never seen one of these and do not know what that is? I'm just curious. Okay, so we have like a lot of old fogies in this chat or something, because like everybody knows what this is. But yeah, that is a floppy disk, which like basically is completely eradicated from existence in this era. Like no computers pretty much ever use floppy disks anymore, or I mean they don't use hard disks anymore. Now one thing is there's actually a disk before that too that was called a B drive disk that was like really fucking huge, like the size of a CD, and it was like actually even worse than the hard drive disks, but it was like the size of a CD and it was like super duper fucking floppy, so that's why it was called a floppy disk. Those ones actually weren't floppy, they were hard, but in public lexicon they still call them floppy disks because they were just used to calling everything like that a floppy disk, I guess. Fucking asshole. Wait, why does his health get pink when it gets low? Oh my god. Fucking guy's gonna go apeshit, I guess. Yay! Right to the end. Fucking a duck. Oh, and here's a new weapon too, you can get these. You can press control to switch your item. Yeah, it's basically Sonic is what this is. It's Sonic with PC hardware, which you have to remember something too. At the time, PC hardware was far superior to consoles because consoles were basically just like only doing what they were doing, and then PCs like pretty much had the hardware that was like light years ahead of consoles. Of course, that difference is different now, but back in the day, it's like, you know, this far outstripped like what the Sega Genesis could do in terms of like graphics. The only rules for this chat are basically just don't like spam like fucking crazy, and you know, no like fucking super like derogatory like racist statements, and that's about it. And yeah, that's about it. Come on, motherfucker.